I don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing. How hard is it to understand? I don't watch people's stories on Instagram. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care about anybody's fucking pancake at the souffle shop and whatever. I'm living my own reality. People are out here worrying about what I do. Don't worry about what I do. Watch the podcast and go fucking level up. Go touch some grass. Go do a handstand. Go eat some organic oranges. Go drink some chlorophyll and some sparkling water or some spring water and go read a book. Stop being a depressed piece of shit. It's a choice. And if you don't think it's a choice, so be it. It's not a choice. And that's how you'll live your life, like an accident. But the people that want to make it out and they want to win at life, gotta grab life by the fucking balls, bro. Own that shit.
It's easy to sit on the edge of your bed and to think, look, there are things I'm doing, there are things I'm not doing, that I should be doing, that I could and would do. Small things. You don't want to get grandiose, but you can start to improve your life incrementally by eliminating those things that are self-evidently making you bitter and miserable. But you have to decide that that's what you want. You're willing to burn off that dead wood, to sacrifice that bitterness and that unhappiness, even though you may feel that you're justified in harboring it. You may even be justified in harboring it because people have very hard lives and sometimes they're very badly mistreated. You need to think it's okay if things improve. And it would be worthwhile for me to start to abandon those things that I'm doing that I know to be harmful.
What I've come to realize in life is that it's risky in general. It's so risky that all of us are going to die. So why not just actually go for the fullest potential and the fullest possibilities that life has to offer you? Expand your horizons, expand your mindset, develop new networks, develop new connections, develop new friendships, develop new business opportunities, study, learn from the best in the game. Go study the mentors of old, go read the Holy Scriptures, get involved in developing your mind, get educated. And in a few years' time, you'll look back and you'll realize you're a completely different person.
Time is limited. How many Wednesdays do you have left? How many months? How many weeks? How many years? How many minutes? That clock is ticking and it's going to run out. There's people with dreams, incredible dreams, beautiful dreams, heartwarming dreams. But who executes? Without execution, those dreams are nothing. Without execution, those goals are nothing. Without execution, those ideas are nothing. Without execution, you become nothing. The plan, the idea, the thought doesn't matter. If you want to win, you have to execute.
Your new life is going to cost you your old one. So start grieving now. So long as you have one foot in who you've always been and the other in who you want to be, your life is going to be an endless tug of war between those two people. And it's going to take one person to fully let go for the other one to thrive. Are you willing to give that up so your life can amount to something greater than what it is? I know you're scared to fully move on from your old life because you think you're going to miss out on something. I can promise you, you won't. The FOMO goes away. The desire to go back to your old habits goes away. The desire for your old relationships goes away. It all goes away because the result of pursuing your highest potential is so great that you're going to wonder how you even function doing things the way you did before. But only if you give up on your old self. Only if you fully commit to who you're trying to be. Because what you want for your life is too great for a half commitment. It's going to take everything.
You're like, I've been so good for 14 days. I deserve a day off, or listen, bro, you deserve to keep going because that's the best thing it's going to be for you.
There's a law in physics that basically says that when you have energy that is vibrating at a particular frequency, within 17 seconds, other energy like that will be attracted to it. So if I'm having a positive thought or a negative thought, then what happens is that energy is attracted to it. I have other thoughts that are like that thought. So if you do that 17 seconds, for 68 seconds, then momentum begins to occur. Let's say that I'm normally, all of our emotions have a frequency to it. So if I'm in despair or anger or worry, all of those are lower, denser frequencies. You get into things like contentment, happiness, joy, love. Those are higher, faster frequencies. So let's say that I normally live in contentment. And that's my set point because that's where I live. I think about that all the time. That's what my makeup is, that sort of thing. So I'm driving down the highway. All of a sudden a car cuts me off and I get angry. So now I'm in the lower, denser frequencies. And so then I go back to the office and I'm telling all my colleagues, here's what happened. This knucklehead cut me off. Go home, tell my wife that. What am I doing? I'm vibrating angry energy. So I go to the supermarket and there is somebody in line. I have 3 items and I'm getting in line and somebody ahead of me has 38 items. And the guy that's running the cash register, it's his first day and he's not doing very well. He's very slow. Is that a coincidence? No, it's something for me to get angry about. So I'm attracting into my world whatever it is that I'm vibrating.
Tell yourself the truth. Just be honest with yourself. All of us tell ourselves stories to avoid the things we don't want to do and to justify the things that we want to do. And you can get pretty good at believing your own story. You know when you have time and you're pretending you don't. You know when you can do something you don't want to do, but you pretend you can't. Deep down, every single one of us knows when it's real and when it's bullshit. And you might be really good at convincing other people, but you cannot truly convince yourself. Because although you may be able to justify it for a moment, you might be able to convince yourself for a moment, there still always exists that deep-rooted sense of shame, of desiring to be a certain version of yourself and knowing damn well that you are choosing not to be that.
High-level creativity. It is a function of 2 critical elements. First, a great deal of knowledge that is stored and organized in our long-term memory. And second, the willingness and ability to roam freely through all of that knowledge. This second quality is what we might call fluidity of mind. We notice this fluidity if we've had a few drinks, or we take some drugs, or we smoke some pot, or we're feeling extremely tired. Suddenly, it seems as if doors are opened up and our minds can move about more freely and they can come upon interesting ideas that had eluded us before. Well, highly creative people do not need this extra bit of stimulation. They have managed to retain or rediscover that fluid original mind of the child and wedded it to all of this knowledge and experience, giving them what I call the dimensional mind, a mind capable of seeing more dimensions of the visible and invisible world around us.
Billie Holiday told me that I was going to be famous. She said I wouldn't be famous for singing, which was obvious. But she said, you're going to be famous. But remember, you can't get so high, somebody won't try to bring you down. So what my great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
You haven't done bad so far.
Inside myself. Inside. So that it is more than talk. It is really reflex action. It is truly instinct.
You guys that are just getting started, you're not going to start right here. You're going to start down there, okay? Probably in another city, another town. I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, no money, raised by a single mother. I was in debt at 25 years old. The first thing that I had to do in my life was not learn a new skill. The first thing I had to do to get my life moving in the right direction was self-development. It is vital. It was vital for me that I improved myself and I could start depending upon me. I had to show up every day with some rituals, some disciplines, and start getting myself to trust me. Not trust others, but trust myself to do the right thing every day. One of the things that I started doing was beating the sun up every morning. I'm going to beat that sun up every morning so that I have the discipline and the control over my life. So I knew, hey, before that thing pops, I'm going to pop. I'm going to get out of bed, depend on myself, get up at the same time every day. And for me, that time, regardless of where I was beat that sun up. No matter where I am, I'm going to beat that thing up. So it gives me a sense of control over my own life. Second thing, I had to start cleaning up my life and my friends and my environment. When I was younger, between 15 and 25, I was doing crazy stuff in my life. Wasting my weekends. I have the saying, weekends are for the weak. I was drinking, fooling around with a bunch of bad things, bad people, making poor choices. At 25 years old, I cleaned it all up. Quit going to those places, quit using those things, Quit hanging out with people that did not have ethics and discipline in their life, that weren't committed to the same things that I was. I wanted to build something in my life. I wanted to become someone. And to do that, to become someone in the eyes of the world, the first thing I had to do was become someone I could depend on. So put some things together, 3 or 4 things you can do every day to start the day, kickstart your day, get going in your day, to give you a sense of respect for yourself, accomplishment for yourself. Look, just beating that sun up every morning gives me the sense of accomplishment, that I did what I said I was going to do, that I woke up when I said I would wake up, and I start building respect for myself, start believing in myself so that I can go out into the world and maybe today when I go into this meeting that I'm dressed for, maybe they'll believe in me as much as I believe in me, and that'll show up in a contract, a deal, maybe even some money.